Welcome to First Look, brought to you by the Edamame Anime Club. I'm Steve, and I'm joined by my two co-hosts,
Alexander
and Marcus, the fat child.
We're leaving that in. Yeah, the fat assassin.
The fat assassin.
All right. Welcome to First Look, where we go over the first 2 episodes of an anime and tell you whether you should watch it or drop it, where we go through some pros and cons. Before we get started.
Always.
Yes, sir.
All right. Kenpai.
Cheers.
All right. Wait, man, fuck me right. Yeah, fuck me right.
I cheered you.
All right, Alexander, tell me what anime we're going to go over today.
We're going to be going over Sakamoto Days. It's a new series airing right now in 2025
on Netflix, right? It's a Netflix original.
It's a Netflix
original. Like Netflix is Netflix is putting out some bangers.
Yeah,
I like what they drop. They're dropping some actual nice anime bangers, and this is one of them. Because also Dan was on Netflix too. It was on Hulu and all those, but it's also on Netflix.
Is it original? No,
yeah.
Right. Dan Dan's the Netflix original?
No, it's not on Netflix original. But it was on that. So it was Dunji Menshi. I don't know if Apothecary was on there. I don't think so, but
I want to say Apothecary was Hulu.
Yeah, so there's some bangers on Netflix.
But anyways, the synopsis of Sakamoto Days is basically like a hitman that's basically like revered and like held as like the best hitman. Opens up, he falls in love and then opens up a shop with his wife.
Grocery store.
Yeah,
like a little
like convenience store.
Yeah, very John Wick style. Of, like legit, like it's John Wick. If John Wick didn't retire, he retired and opened up a shop.
Yeah, so he's basically retired at the start of episode 1, and then they kind of go into it from there.
Yeah, it's actually spot on. So let's get some ratings for this first 2 episodes again, because we watched the first 2 episodes mainly because we want to get the intro out. Like we want to actually hit the intro music.
Yeah.
But they actually aired it on the first episode. Yeah, but still, we watched the first 2 episodes.
Yeah. Episode 1 got a 8.1 rating on IMDb, and then episode 2 actually fell a little bit short, 7.8.
Huh. You agree?
Do I agree?
I mean, we watched both episodes.
No, I think episode 2 is better.
Yeah, me too.
I think episode 1 was really good. I think it was a really good introduction to the characters, the ones that we were following. Because really, it's Sakamoto Days, but we're actually following from another character, Shin, who's basically following.
Shin's basically the main character, in my opinion.
No, agreed. So I think for episode 1 does a good job of putting them, but only 8. What'd you say? 8.7?
8.1.
8.1 for the first episode.
Yeah, 8.1 and then 7.8.
I've been hearing a lot of hype about Sakamoto Days for a lot. Everyone's saying it's going to be really good. It's going to drop.
I've heard the same thing. Everyone's hyping it up.
Yeah, but I'm surprised it's really low because I just thought it'd be higher.
Hey, you think 8.1 is low?
Relatively, yes. Because if you look at other anime like Frieren and Solo Leveling, I'm sure they're 9.0s.
Right.
Yeah.
Maybe.
So the way we do this is we go through pros and cons, and then we tell you whether to watch it, or drop it. All right. So let's jump into some cons real quick.
Cons. I actually don't like the quote unquote main character, like the fat convenience store, Taro Sakamoto. Like I legitimately don't like him. Like I don't think he's a good quote unquote main character. Like he's the side character, and I don't really like how he doesn't talk. I don't like that he's just like his backstory is given that he's the best assassin and he's like catching bullets with chopsticks. Like that's all they got to say about him. Like, I don't like that. I gotta disagree with that. On that's a con for me.
Yeah, I don't know. Like the story's a little weak. Like it's not really much. I don't think it really needs to be. It doesn't really need a like it. He in the first episode he's blocking bullets with swords and like it's already out the window. That's like trying to be realistic at any point.
We need to take away though the idea of being realistic because this is a world where psychics are real. There's assassins could be wielding some type of there's obviously some type of It's not a real world. There's a fantasy element to it. So I really, the main con is they didn't address certain things that I thought they would. I mean, and again, we're going to get a little bit of spoilers, but one of the characters does get shot. They don't ever address it in episode 2, which is day 2. It does get shot. And I thought that would be kind of a main thing, like of him healing. And he just goes about his day like regular. Again, I don't like that, like the very beginning, it feels like they ended the main plot, or I feel like that was going to be the big bad of the whole story, and it wasn't. It reminded me like Chainsaw Man.
I noticed that too.
Yeah.
The main guy was like there, and then all of a sudden they never mentioned it again, and it's the second guy just being the big bad.
They do the same thing in Chainsaw Man, where we thought the big bad was this huge devil hunter, and at the very end, he just was just a pawn at the end of it.
Yeah.
So they do that, and I get it, but I didn't really like that. I'm not really. I feel like the psychic element is not needed.
The psychic element would probably I don't like it because that's the main form of communication between the main character and Shin. Right?
I agree.
Right, right. And that's why I dislike it. I don't hate it because it's like a psychic element, like mental communication. Like I feel like that's going to be a big plot point moving forward, and that's why they're focusing on it so much. But I kind of don't like that. That's the main way that the main character communicates
with Sakamoto.
Yeah,
yeah. But when you think about it, though, it just seems forced. Like randomly, like they throw in like this guy's a psychic. Now, granted, I think all of them are kind of some type of supernatural power to them.
Yeah, I can accept it because it's episode 1. But I mean, you got a point.
I do think that the comedy to it is not there yet. It was funny some moments, like I was giggling, but but I don't think it's there yet. I don't think it hit on. I feel like anime that we've watched are really funny, like Dan, or that are really hilarious. It made you kind of like the awkwardness and cringiness of it made it feel like it was really comical. But when you come to this one, it's like some scenes that are meant to be funny. I didn't think it hit yet. I think they will hit. There are some funny scenes, and we'll get into those when we get into the pros. But yeah, all in all, I think that there's a couple cons that it needs. I don't think the intro song is great. The outro song I kind of like.
Song I like.
Yeah, the intro's not very good.
Yeah, it's cool because it has like the name Sakamoto.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's a banger. Like, I mean, we've been here, like, I think every anime we watched like the last 4 or 5 times have been banger intros. I mean, Dan was a banger intro, hands down.
Yeah.
So, and this one to me is just not a banger, but the outro really did sell it for me because I really got it, which brings me back. Like, I mean, should we jump into the pros now?
Any other comments? What do you think? Nothing else?
No, not really.
Right,
wait,
we're going to the pros.
Before we jump, animation, do you think it's a pro or con?
The animation is definitely a pro.
Oh, yeah, that's great.
I like the animation.
Okay, then we can jump into pros, yeah. I just want to make sure before we jump into pros. Yeah, I don't see too much CGI in there.
I don't think I see any.
CGI.
I want to say the opening sequence is a CGI. The intro, I think, is CGI.
Maybe, but
I think I want to say the beginning intro with the bricks are falling is kind of CGI.
I didn't notice it. It was
I didn't
egregious. If it was, this slipped past me.
So yeah, I mean the animation was pretty top notch. Yeah. So let's jump into these pros.
I think. Oh, sorry.
No, go for it. Go for it.
Hit it, Marcus.
I think the pros for me were the psychic communication between. Yeah, I did. It's just like those little images of him like killing people, like and what's his name? Shin. He's always getting murdered by Sakamoto. Just like because he's gonna say something, so he's like, "I'll kill you." I just thought it was freaking hilarious.
Yeah, I do like. There are some elements to the psychic part where it like he just sees him getting killed every time. Yeah. That was hilarious. And I do like that they made it like a little small quip where the lady at the very end of episode 1 is looking for an item and he already knew what she was looking for because it doesn't explore the idea that he is psychic. And actually, the second watch, I figured that out, that he read her mind. It was like, oh, she's looking for this item.
Yeah.
I didn't get that the first one.
Yeah.
The pros for me is like, I like the setup. I like what it's going for. He's hiring, like it's funny the idea of like running a convenience store and he's got a psychic assassin and in this episode 2 he hires some girl that assassins
like a Yi Chun master,
a Chinese like martial artist like I like that the idea like it's genuinely funny.
I look forward to seeing like more people he brings in. He's just whooping everybody's ass.
And literally before we started this, I guess we were talking about Sakamoto and Facebook heard me. I saw an image of all the characters that they're helping working at the convenience store. I don't know if that's true because again, we only watched the first 2 episodes, but I actually really like Sakamoto just in general. He's just an all around good guy. I mean, we don't really know him as a hitman, which maybe one day that'll be pretty cool. It'd be crazy, but we know him as just this really well-renowned like man of the community, always helping out, like help finding. Like cutting the trees, feeding children, breaking balls into 2 balls, like just very like weird things that your shop owner in the local town might be doing. But I also like that he really didn't let Shin go out of like he knew Shin was going to be in trouble. He like bugged him, and he knew that he was. And I really like he just came out there to be a hero.
Yeah.
And then really the gun scene pretty top notch. Where he put all the guns, and then he gets the non-lethal. I was like, all right, he had all these guns. One non-lethal gun he gets.
It's weird that he chambered it, but it's a freaking stun gun. But it was pretty cool.
Yeah, I don't know. For me, Sakamoto himself is like the weakest character of the franchise. Like I don't know, like it's like they're going for like a One Punch Man like kind of vibe.
Yep.
Yeah, it is for sure.
He's just that badass.
He's invincible.
But they're like not building him up. Like I don't know. That's like my drawback on it.
That's a good like comparison. Like it is like he's just like OP.
Yeah.
Like he's just like the one that always wins, and we saw that in episode 2 when he fights those 2 assassins.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they haven't heard about him though. Yeah. They never mentioned him. Like they should know that. That would have been cool. Like the great Sakamoto. Like I would have liked them to say
they
that.
probably don't recognize him because he's huge.
Oh, it brings me another some comedic joy is his chin. Yeah, it keeps making sound effects. Oh, and that is another thing. The music, like I pointed out, I was like, hey, there's like a screaming pitch. It's like Sakamoto, like during the fight scenes, and it reminded me of Bleach when he has like Ichigo has a theme song.
Yeah,
and then there's a scene where Shin is like loading up his gun. He knows he has to go kill Sakamoto in the morning. They actually play really good music scoring, and it was like really like just like he was in the dark, like loading up his gun, eating a song.
Yeah.
They played a really good little soundtrack to that, and I was like, that's a really because I never noticed that too.
It was like an '80s like theme track. He pans to the window and he's grabbing his gun, and it's like '80s like crime music or something.
Yeah, agreed. I thought that was really
that was pretty badass.
Yeah, so they had some really good music in this, except the intro.
It may grow on you though. I don't know. 2 episodes.
All right, we'll get into the meat of it.
Yeah.
Do we watch it or do we drop it?
Mark, I'll let you go first.
It's a watch for sure. I like the main character. I like the psychic aspect. Like it was, I don't know. Like I agree with the ratings. Like I think that they should be flipped though. The first is like a 7, and then the second one's like 8.5. Like it gets into the backstories a little bit. So I say watch, man, for sure.
I would agree. I mean, I'm definitely going to keep up with this anime. Maybe at the very end of it, we'll do a full review of it. That might be happening because I'm definitely going to keep watching it. Kind of same thing with Danny Dan. I kept watching it, and every week I look forward to the episode. It was just one of those things that it's part of my daily or my weekly thing. It's like, it's Saturday night, no life. Gonna go watch it. Gonna watch some anime.
Hey,
so I do like the main character. Psychic aspect I'll get over, but what I'm really excited for is these nuanced characters they're bringing in. Because right now from episode 2, you get the assassins, which were badass. Just watching how psycho they are, like, and then we get this what's her name? The girl,
Lu Xiaotang.
Lu Xiaotang. I mean, so I'm curious about what they're gonna bring in the next episode. Because I'm sure they're gonna bring in some more badass,
like an Arabian assassin or something.
Yeah, something sick
American.
In the intro, you actually see a bunch of badass assassins. Yeah, even a full ass deer.
Yeah. Whoa.
So
what's going on with the deer?
Yeah, the whole deer. So I'm curious to see who they're gonna bring in. What about you, Alexander?
I'll be honest. I honestly didn't really like episode 1, and it's not that I didn't think it was good. It's that I didn't like the main character. I don't really care for Sakamoto himself. Like to be honest, like the shtick is overplayed. Like he doesn't talk. Like he only speaks through the psychic person. Like I didn't really care for him, right? So like it was
big take, man.
It was a tentative drop for me. Like I was like, I don't really want to watch this, so let's watch episode 2. But I think Shin, and now that they introduced Lu Xiaotang, like I'm more interested in them. Like I like them as characters. So I'm gonna go with the watch because I think that those characters are gonna be fun to follow. I don't like the main character, like which is kind of weird because that's the main premise, like right? He's
the name of the anime.
Yeah.
It's the Days of Sakamoto.
Yeah, I think he's gonna stick around. Though.
So I'm more interested in the side characters than the main character, but I think it's a watch. Due to Shin and Lu Xiaotang being impressive side characters,
strong side pieces.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't even know if she's going to stick around, so we'll see.
She got the job, man.
He just is hired.
She put on the apron.
She's gonna make buns. Like I feel like it's growing his business. Like
it's got that going on.
Like
what's the labor percentage on that? Like what is he?
He's paying him $800 million yen or whatever it was.
It's like one customer per hour. There's like 3 people working there.
But, yeah.
Like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, but
it's not a good market, dude.
Now that they're gonna have a kitchen, watch. I bet now that she's making some.
The guy has psychic powers. He's gonna read every single customer's mind. Like
she's gonna be making little pork. What are they?
Pork buns,
pork buns, and rice. Like it's like I feel like it's just gonna keep growing. Okay. Like it's a little shop now, but I bet you later on it starts growing. That's what I think, but I don't know.
Well, you heard it from here, guys. We all say it's a watch. Definitely go check it out, guys. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, tell your friends about this, and let us know what you think in the comments.
Yeah, go watch the first 2 episodes,
or the 3rd or the 4th. I'm gonna keep watching it.
The third's coming out.
We'll be dropping a full review eventually. It's an all 3 watch.
Yeah, coming. Yeah, for sure.
All right, guys. We'll catch you guys later. Bye.